Today we're going to be talking about washing your hatching eggs before putting them in the incubator. The supplies that you'll need to do this is to have your hatching eggs. You want to be sure that they are at room temperature. I leave mine out for 24 hours at room temperature before I wash them. You're going to want a thermometer to be able to tell the temperature of the water to be sure you're using the correct water temperature. You are going to need a spray bottle that you are going to put a 10% bleach solution in. You are also going to need some paper towels for cleaning the eggs and a plate to put a paper towel on that you're going to be spraying the bleach solution onto the eggs. I got these at the dollar store. They're to hold deviled eggs, but I'm going to be using them to place my clean hatching eggs with a cover to be able to transport them to the basement once I am done drying them. If you're going to use a tray like this, you're just going to want to make sure that you wash this and disinfect it. So I used 7th generation disinfecting wipes to wipe these down, make sure that they are nice and clean for my hatching eggs. Each of these hold 12. Today I have 22 eggs, so I'm just going to use 2 of these. So let's get started. First, I'm going to place my bleach into my bottle. You want to do a 10% bleach solution. I made a line here at 10% just to make it a little easier to see. This is a 22-ounce fill line for this particular bottle. I made a line at 2.2 ounces to be able to do 10%. I will fill up to the 22-ounce line with warm water. And by warm water, I mean the temperature of the water needs to be 98 degrees to 105 degrees, in that range somewhere. You do not want to use cold water on your eggs because cold water can actually cause the contents of the eggs to suck in bacteria that's on the outside of the shell. So we don't want that to happen. You want the egg to be cooler than the actual water that you're putting on there. So these eggs are room temperature right now. So by using a 98 degree to 105 degrees water temperature, well, I'm not worried about it sucking bacteria into the shell. It's going to be warmer than the contents of the shell, which is going to help push any bacteria out. It's really important that your nesting boxes are kept as clean as possible and that you gather your hatching eggs as soon as possible as well, just to try to keep as much bacteria off of them as possible. There are a lot of conflicting opinions as to whether you should wash your eggs prior to incubation or leave them with their natural bloom and hatch them as a mother hen would. Do your research and choose what you feel is best for your operation. Okay, I added the bleach to that black line and then I filled up my 22 ounces to the 22-ounce line. I popped my thermometer in to make sure that I'm at the right temperature. Currently it's at 99 degrees. So this bleach solution is ready to go. I've set up my station. I've got my hatching eggs here. The area I'm going to be spraying the bleach onto the plate with a clean napkin on top. And then I have my disinfected holding tray. My thermometer, I'm going to make sure I get the correct temperature here. Remember, between 98 to 105 degrees. And then we wash. I take a paper towel. I take an egg. This one looks very clean, but we're going to wash it anyways. I get it wet and then I just gently wash the egg. Rinse it. I make sure to rub any spots that look dirty. I place it here. I spray each side and then I place it into the tray to dry. Make sure your hands are clean before you handle the eggs. Wash your hands first. Use clean towels. I use each corner and then I flip it inside out and use each corner so I can get 8 eggs out of each paper towel. You can use a sponge that's not too abrasive or a scrubby brush as long as you're being gentle. Just make sure you're cleaning it frequently because these dirty eggs you're gonna be mixing a lot of bacteria. You can use a pot of water to submerge them and wash them, but personally, I don't like the idea of all that bacteria sitting in the water that you're washing them in, so I prefer to do it this way. As long as you're dumping that bucket and refilling it frequently, you can also do it that way. Okay, I'm gonna allow these to air dry here on the counter. I do find that they dry fairly quickly. Once they're fully dry, I will place them in the incubator down in the basement where I have it set up. I've had that incubator running for 24 hours to make sure that it is at the perfect temperature and humidity for these eggs, so it's ready to go. I'm really excited to get the incubation process started, and then in 21 days, we should have chicks hatching in our incubator. You may have noticed that all of the eggs that I have selected are all round in shape. This is because I'm doing an experiment. In one incubator, I'm putting all round eggs, and in my second incubator, I'm putting all pointed eggs. I have read that there are some that believe the shape of the egg will tell you the gender of the chick. Pointed eggs supposedly are males, and round eggs are supposedly females. So I will have an incubator full of round eggs and an incubator full of pointed eggs, and we will be sexing the chicks at day 1 when they're born, and in a future video I will let you know, is it true? Can you actually tell the gender by the shape of the egg? So be sure to check back for that. Like and subscribe.